Hello and welcome to the magical world of words. It is my turn to tell a story. My name is Arianna Ross. I am the executive director of Story Tapestries, and my art form is that I am a storyteller and I am a dancer and I'm a theater artist. But I grew up, my mom was a pianist, not a typist, not someone who used the computers. She was a pianist. I remember when I was little, I would lie underneath the piano and I would listen to the music and I would make up stories. I had no idea that there was the potential for a career in storytelling until I went to college and I met a professor who was a storyteller. And I remember saying to him, "Oh, that's a cool job, but that's not what I want to do." And by the time I graduated, I remember sitting in his office saying, "How do I be you? I want to be a storyteller." So for all my young friends out there, follow your dreams. Create your story. Don't allow one situation, one circumstance to define your story. Create your own story. A long time ago, there lived a tiny tree. She was a beautiful tree with apples hanging down in the fall. People loved her apples. Now, you have to understand something. She was the only apple tree in the midst of a grove of other trees. And one night, in the middle of winter, after all of her leaves had fallen, she looked up at the sky. She was upset. She looked up at the sky and she saw that all the other trees appeared to have stars on them. And she had none, not a single star. She didn't understand. Why would she be left out like that? So she looked up at the sky and she asked, "Excuse me, sky, why don't I have stars?" And the sky leaned over and responded, little apple tree, have patience. Your stars will come." Winter passed, the snow melted, spring appeared, flowers appeared. People would stand underneath her apple tree, look up and enjoy. They loved the apple tree. They loved the flowers. They would sit and have picnics. They would laugh, they would play. But that little apple tree, she didn't feel like laughing. She didn't feel good in her heart. She looked around at all the other trees. They were taller, they were greener, and they had stars. She asked, "Sky, why don't I have stars?" And the sky again leaned over. Little apple tree, have patience. Your stars are coming." Spring ended. All those little flowers gone, but soon it was summer. People would have picnics. They would eat everything. They would have sandwiches and fried chicken and macaroni and cheese and vegetables and salad and pasta salad. And it was delicious. But the little apple tree, she was upset. She just wanted stars. And there were no stars. She looked up every single night and she wished. When she opened her eyes, she realized there was no stars. Well, summer passed. Fall came. And this time, the apples appeared. People grabbed them. They called them the most magically delicious apples they'd ever experienced. That little apple tree seemed to wilt from within. She felt like it didn't matter. Who cared if she had apples? She didn't have stars. And one night in the middle of fall, she looked up. Please, just one star. This time, the sky did not answer with words. He blew. as he blew, that apple tree began to shake and move and shake and move. She found herself being tossed side to side, and the wind, it kept on playing. And finally, that little apple tree heard a great big loud. A huge group of apples fell to the ground, and one cracked in half. She looked inside. Inside her apple was a star. And with that, the sky leaned over and said, little apple tree, see, you never had to worry, because the star was always inside of you. I end my storytelling today with a question. Think about, what is the star inside of you? Maybe it's undiscovered yet. Maybe you don't know what your talent is, what your star is. But take a time today with your mom, with your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, with yourself to explore, what's that star? What are you good at? Are you excellent at math? Is English and reading your thing? Are languages your thing? Is music your thing? Sports, video games, writing. Try to take what is your dream and put it on paper. And I always say, put it on paper, fold it up, put it away. And then later on, open it back up and see if you're following your dream. Or maybe your dream changed. And if you have an apple at home, take that apple, turn it sideways. Don't cut it the normal way. Cut it in half, open it up, and you will see inside is a star. Thank you so much for being a part of our audience today. If you enjoyed these stories, please check back in at noon, at 3, at 6 today. Every Wednesday, we're going to have a series of storytelling and poets. Please check back in, enjoy it. If you really liked it, know that right now, the arts are pretty much, we're hurting. So if you can, #donate. In our comments at the bottom of this Facebook Live post, make a donation to one of the artists who are telling the stories. And I promise you, those donations will be shared. In addition, starting next week, Story Tapestries is going to have arts integrated classes. If you don't know what that means that we take the arts, we take a subject matter, and we combine it together. So you can learn math through movement. You can learn language arts, sequence of events through story. There are some fantastic artists. I get to teach one class: Noah Baum, Valerie Bausch-Schlossberg, Stephen Barker, Drew Anderson, and Reggie Kabiko, and many, many more in the month to come. Thank you all for being a part of our audience, and have a wonderful day.